to the Clear Talk Show. I'm your host, Armin Shaffi. We get clear on things about entrepreneurship. This episode is episode 8, so this is officially our 2 months going at this. Every Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. So pumped up. Teams in the background. Lauren, say hey.
Hey.
Upton, say hey.
What's up?
And Isaiah, say what's up.
What's up?
Okay, great. So Jeanette is out of country. She's going to be back with us soon. Next week, she'll be in the background. Emad is doing an important sales meeting right now, so that's exciting. But this is exciting. I got this little chair behind me. Awkwardly, it's too high, so I'm sitting like leveled with my table. But it's okay. It's something to sit on, so I can get comfortable. But this is going to be an exciting episode. I'm excited for the questions. Any updates? People still complain about cold water. It's been 3 weeks now. It's a tragedy. I have realized, though, you can get a great snapshot of what men are like in the world today by just listening to the conversations in the locker room. Like in the actual change room at the gym, I hear the craziest stuff, like the damnedest things that men just talk to each other about marriage, about thinking, about money, just like, terrible. Like they all have to be reborn. Like all of them. Seriously, like hashtag you need to be reborn, like on a real level is just terrible. But that's cool. So I'm learning a lot. You hear a lot of egos in the change room. It was International Women's Day yesterday. So I want to bring this topic up before we get into questions. I think every day should be International Women's Day. And I had a good friend of mine, Dustin. He commented on my post, and he said something beautiful. And as a joke, a friend of mine, Jordan, said, what about International Men's Day? And I said, for the last little while in the world, I think that men have got their egos inflated enough. And that it was just a joke, right? Like I'm just talking about like all the business tycoons and the male entrepreneurs that have been put on a pedestal. And so this guy Dustin, good friend of mine, I met him at a few networking events. He makes a comment talking about how there is an International Men's Day. It's November 19th. I didn't know that, and how that there's men that need to be able to learn how to express themselves. And that, this whole putting one above the other person is not right. Like both men and women should be appreciated. And honestly, it was such a beautiful post. You can find it on my Facebook. I remember I sent him a video back on the post. I said, I agree with you. It was just a joke, my response to Jordan, but I agree with you. And here's my belief. You guys want to know what I believe about holidays and celebrations and some types of days? I'll tell you this. I think holidays... I'm going to get some heat for this. I think holidays, birthdays, international days are just all a waste of time. Someone's going to get pissed. It's okay. Just hear me out. Why is it that we need to subscribe to an idea where there's only one day for celebrating something? I'm like, how there's Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's Day, Women's Day, Men's Day, there's Easter Day, there is whatever day, there's Christmas Day. Why is it that we need to choose just one day out of 365 of them to be grateful for something? Why? Like, I was talking about this. I was having a debate with my mom about this. It was hilarious. It's a funny debate. I'm like, Mom, it was just my birthday, March 3rd. I'm like, I don't really care. Every day is exciting for me. I don't need a bunch of people. And, like, by the way, my heart to you. Thank you guys for, commenting on my posts and telling me happy birthday, whatever. That's fine with me. I'm okay with just spreading love. But I just don't get the idea where, why is it that only one day of the year everyone wants to say it's a special day for you? I get messages like, I hope you make today the best day of your life. Every day is the best day of my life. Some people go, I hope you make today. What's so special about the birthday? It's just another day. So here's my challenge to you. If your birthday is a better day than the other 364 days in your year, you got a problem. I'm being serious. We got to think deeper about this. International Day. Why are we celebrating women only one day? So I responded to Dustin. I'm like, you know what? I agree with you. I don't think there should be International Women's Day or an International Men's Day. There should just be an International Every Day for Humans Day. Every day. Every day, you should be good to each other. You should be a kind human being. You should love your life. You should be grateful. Because, and I think I posted it right after, I said there should be no one day to celebrate something. Every day should be a celebration. You shouldn't celebrate your birth just on your birthday. You should celebrate your life and your birth every day. When you meditate, when you pray, when you work towards your goals, when you're going to work, when you're working on your purpose, when you're living life, when you're making someone's day better, that is all a celebration of your life. You're alive. You understand what I'm saying? So I just want to make you, I want to make you guys think deeper a little bit. You know, you don't want to get wrinkled like this tablecloth. Like, unwrinkle your mind. You got to get clear like this. Okay? You got to clear this stuff out. You got to air it out. People just make a bunch of excuses. Like, my reborn experience is coming up March 20, 21st, 22nd. That's the weekend of Persian New Year. So I got a bunch of my family saying, you know, why did you put it on Persian New Year? It's also my dad's birthday. My dad passed 2 years ago. On the 20th of March is his birthday. Or the 21st, one or the other. And I'm like, okay, so I'm celebrating by doing what I love. Doing a seminar, helping people transform their lives. I'll celebrate my dad's birthday from the stage. I'll celebrate the Persian New Year by showing my life, how much I care about it, by doing what I love. I'm like, at what point are you going to get sick and tired of doing the exact same thing every year at every day? At what point are you going to get a little tired of doing the same thing for Christmas, for your birthday, for Easter, for Halloween, the same thing every year? This is insanity. You do the same exact thing every year. So obviously I'm going to get heat for this. Like, I mean, if you're anything like my mother was, you know, riveted. She goes, well, you just don't understand. There's a time for everything, she says. There's a time for everything. So, you know, the way life is made, we have time for things. I'm like, Mom, the time is always now. I'm like, you know, time doesn't even exist. This was a deep conversation I was having with her last night. It was really funny. I'm like, you know, time. I was in a preaching mood. I'm like, you know, time, Mom. Time doesn't exist. You know, I learned something over the weekend. You know, when the globe, the Earth spins one time fully around itself, we call that one day. When the Earth spins one time fully, makes a full circle around the moon, we call that a month. When the Earth circles one time fully around the sun, we call that a year. But see, the galaxy, the cosmos, the universe doesn't know time. It just is in motion at all times. The only time is now for the universe. So men and women, like humans, created time as a construct so that we can calculate things mathematically. Think about this. I'm like, Mom, if you sleep right now, it's 12 a.m. If you sleep right now and you wake up in 8 hours, you call that tomorrow, right? But if you didn't sleep, did tomorrow never come? It's deep, man.
Can I put the DJ horn?
Hit it. You got it? I'm like, Mom, if you didn't sleep, where's the time going? Is it today or tomorrow? She just looked at me like this. You know, but that's true. I've had many nights where I don't sleep because I'm working. You know what? I forget the concept of time. That's why some people can meditate for 45 minutes straight, felt like 4 minutes. Some people could try to meditate for 4 minutes, feels like 45 minutes. Time is relative. It's different to everyone. And time, unfortunately, I think is the major cause, the misconception of time, the mismanagement of it, on not understanding what it really is why people procrastinate. They think, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. 24 hours from now, if you're not in a different mood to make a decision, it's still the same crap. I got people on right now. We got people hopping on. We haven't even started the show yet. Stay tuned.
We got comments going on.
What's going on? What's in the comments?
People are laughing. People are loving the show.
Okay, good.
You're getting 100% emojis.
Okay, good. I mean, like, it's real truth, though. Like, no more international days. Okay? No more. Make every day a celebration. I'm starting a new international day. It's called International Life Day. Every day is International Life Day. Don't make me start a trend. If I start it, it'll storm the world. Okay? International Life Day is what you really should be doing. Okay? So I remember, because you know how I even got into this conversation with my mom? I'm like, on my birthday, I wake up. She goes, hey, boo-boo. I'm like, Mom never calls me boo-boo in the morning. Never, right? So I'm like, what's with the extra love? I forgot it's my birthday. I didn't even care. I'm like, it's another day. Every day is great. So I wake up. She goes, hey, boo-boo, come here, give me a hug. I'm like, all right. I'm like, great. Maybe she's in a good mood, you know. I give her a hug. She says, happy birthday. I'm like, oh, yeah, my birthday. My bad. And I looked at her, and I'm like, I love that, Mom, but, like, how come you got to wait only one day out of 364 days to do that? She goes, no, what are you talking about? It's just your birthday. I'm like, no. I'm just curious. How come you can't wake up every day like that? Oh, no, there's a time for things. Guess what? There is. There's only one time for one thing all the time. It's called gratitude. You better be living in joy. Can't do anything unless you're happy. That's a choice. So every day is International Happy Life Day. That's my whole point. I'm not trying to put down people that like to celebrate, like, you know. I'm not by the way, I'm not condemning celebration. I'm just saying, why wait? You guys get what I'm saying right there? We got Facebook Live, Instagram Live, we got YouTube. You guys, you know, we got Meerkat, Twitter. I'm joking, there's no cameras there. But you know, one day. we got Zoom, we got everyone here. We got a whole live audience in the back. One day, man, Oprah, it's gonna be an Oprah show. But yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like, why wait? Why not? I'm not condemning celebration, but like, why box it into a day? Someone trying to break through? Oh, someone knocked? It's okay. It's just 1 hour of yelling. People do it. So, anyways, let's get into the questions.
All right. How do you balance your family life with your business life?
How do you balance your family life with your business life? Ooh, that's a good one. Well, let's talk about balance. Balance. What's balance? Balance means you're happy. Like, what if I was imbalance? What if I was like, I'm always with family or I'm always with work, let's just say, and I was happy? Is that now a balanced life? Is that like what people are looking for? So I'm assuming by balance, there is some form of peace of mind that needs to be created from that, right? So balance. This is a skewed idea. It's not that it's impossible. It is possible, but that's not. Here's the thing. Let me put it like this. In the first chapter of Think and Grow Rich, the first principle of success is desire. Inside of desire, we talk about what a burning desire is and what an obsessional desire is inside the chapter. A burning, so I'll give you, let me do a little lesson. Can we move some cameras so I can show people this?
Yeah.
Let me do a quick little lesson here. Okay. The camera showing the whiteboard?
Now it is.
Awesome. So there's 3 levels of desire, and this is going to talk about balance. I'm going to show you. So there's desire, right? Then there's a burning desire. Can you guys read on the board? Can they see that?
They can see that, yeah.
Awesome. And then there's obsession.
1 second.
I'm going to say obsessional desire. Here's how this works. So is that camera also showing?
Yeah.
Are we going on live on YouTube? Okay, good.
Yeah.
So a desire is just you want something. You just say, oh, I would love to have that. I would really love to have, let's just say this. I would really like to make $100,000 this year. Let's say that's what you say. I really would like to make $100,000. That's called the desire. Like in the form of a command, you say, I would like to make $100,000. That's great. Now, when does a desire turn into a burning desire? Between here and this point, you need to implement a motive. When you have a why, a motive, that's what we call a motive, a why, a motivation. When we have motive combined with desire, it turns into a burning desire. I'm sharing with you guys what I learned through the Think and Grow Rich courses with Satish Verma. So he teaches this to us, and this really helped me understand my difference between desire and not desire. So look at this. Desire is I would like to have this $100,000. A burning desire is I need to have this $100,000 because it's going to help me get out of where I'm my living circumstance, because it's going to help me help my mom or my brother or my dad, because it's going to help me buy that car I really want, because it's going to help me have financial freedom, whatever it is. When you got the motive or the motives, now it becomes a burning desire inside of you. Every day you're thinking about it. It's burning because you know why you want it. You know why you got to have it. But what happens when we go into obsessional desire? This is like, I think when I was mentoring in a mentorship session with Isaiah and Lauren, we talked about this, right, guys? We talked about this. We did talk about this, right? Obsessional, because I remember you guys, I remember this. Yeah, thank you. I remember this. Both Isaiah and Lauren had jobs when I was mentoring them at the time. So both of them had jobs, and they would see me once a week, and they're like, "Sir, Isaiah's like, sir, what's obsessional desire? What's burning desire?" I said, well, the difference is this. A burning desire, he's like, do I have obsessional desire? That's what they're asking me. Do I have obsessional desire? I say, no, both of you don't have obsessional desire. Here's why. A burning desire means like you can have your job, but you know why you want to become an entrepreneur, why you want to become a speaker or a coach or whatever it is you want, your goal is, and you know why you need it and you really want it. Okay? That's more than a desire. Most people have desires in life. Most people have things they want and they wish for it and nothing happens. But it's just a starting point. Like, I would like to have that. But now they say, no, I gotta have it because. And the because gives them motivation. That's where motive comes from, right? Motivation. And that's like fuel to the car. We talked about this in one of the episodes. Now check this out. You ready? Obsessional desire. From here to here, the only way to get to obsession, which is the turning point, like it's like the activation key, that turns a person on, is you leave yourself, let me say it like this. You eliminate all options. So, an obsessional desire is when you create no option for yourself. You have to have it and can't have anything else. It's either I have the goal or I die. That's a metaphor. I'm saying the figure of speech here. It's either I have the goal or I die. Isaiah is showing, I'm just making sure, because okay, awesome. So when you have a desire, you're just like, I would love this thing. I would like to make $100,000. That'd be great. Like, why? Oh, I don't know. Well, that's called a desire. You have something, it's fine. Now I might ask you, like, why? Like, what's $100,000 going to get you? Now you're going to say, whoa, it's going to give me financial freedom. It's going to let me travel. It's going to be able to help my family out. Whatever it is. Now you got all these motives. It backs it up. Now it's burning. Inside your mind, you're thinking every day, like, oh, I got to really have this. I'm going to have it. And you start taking action, by the way. When you start taking action, backed by the motive, is when it becomes a burning desire. That's also another one. Action in the midst of the burning desire. Burning desire is created by motivation and then action. So if you're acting upon it, it's a real burning desire. That's another thing. I forgot to say that. If you're not taking action, it's still a desire. It's still a wish. You might even know why, but you didn't do anything. So you got to have the motivation, know the why, and then start taking action. But what's obsessional desire? That's what we were talking about. It's when you burn all your ships. Napoleon Bonaparte, famous story about him, is he took his army to an island, and he knew that the army he was going to battle with was much bigger and much stronger than his. So he was trying to figure out a creative way to get his army to win this fight. So he ordered his men to burn the ships that they showed up in the island from. So there was no way off the island but one way, winning this battle. And he looked at his men in his famous speech, and he looked at everyone and says, men, now you see those ships in flames? Now we either win or we perish. That is called obsessional desire. And guess what? They won. They won. Because they left no other option. There was zero option. So I looked at Isaiah and Lauren. I said, you guys don't have obsessional desire yet because you still have a job. The job is not the bad part. The bad part is that you know you don't want to have the job, so you have a backup plan. When you still got an option to fail, you will fail. That's your plan A. Your plan B becomes your plan A, which is just in case. Well, that just in case plan becomes your primary plan, because in your subconscious mind, you're not serious yet. You might really want it, and by the way, can you still succeed with the job? Yes. I'm just letting you know that this very, very tiny percentage of the world that are obsessive with what they want, they go further than anybody else. Doesn't mean you can't go further in life with a burning desire. It just means only with obsessional desire do you really create change, real fast, reputable change. So with that being said, we're getting asked this whole, how do you balance work and life? Okay, no problem. First of all, just understand something. Balance doesn't exist in this realm of obsession. It doesn't. You can't be obsessed with your goal and be balanced. You're going to be unbalanced, and for a little while. But that's okay. I think people are afraid of that. It's not that your whole life should become a do or die mentality, but you definitely should start there. So when I started my business 3 years ago, I remember I made up my mind. I made 3 decisions. We talked about this last episode, the 3 decisions. We talked about this one of the episodes. So there's 3 decisions, right? So let me erase this. We're doing a whole training here. It's not even a show anymore. This is an online training. Welcome to my webinar, guys. Right? So let me show you real quick. Talking about obsession, right? You guys want to achieve your goal. Watch this. When I started Reborn 3 years ago, the Reborn experience. All I did was I had a desire to succeed in life. I just wanted to be successful, make money, be an entrepreneur. That was a desire. It turned into a burning desire when I went to a Tony Robbins seminar, and I didn't even know this stuff existed. So I go up there and I see 10,000 people in a room with Tony Robbins in 40 years still jumping like this. And I'm like, what the hell? This is crazy stuff. I want to do this. So I made up my mind right there. I said, you know what? I want to do this. I want to do this for the rest of my life. I don't even care how long it takes or how hard it is. I want to do this. Whatever it takes, I'm willing to do it because I'm willing to If it takes me 10, 20 years to get to the point where I have 10,000 people in a room and I'm on stage doing this, I don't care how long it takes. Isaiah smiling. I know you got the same type of thinking, right? So I left and I'm like, I'm going to do this. Now here's the thing. It turned into a burning desire because I took action on it once I came back and I knew why. It was exciting to me, the recognition, the connection with humans, the type of money I was calculating. I'm like, wow, this got me a lot of money this weekend, right? So all the motivations backed me up and I'm like, I want to do this. It became obsessional when I came back, I literally burned off everything I was working on. That's when it turned into obsession. I'm sitting there with my business partner at the time. I said, hey man, I know we're running these 3 different projects, but I'm out. He's like, you sure? He said, what are you going to do now? I'm like, I'm going to become a coach. He's like, what the hell is that? he's like, no, seriously. He looked at me. He's like, how are you going to make money being a coach? And I said, I don't know. I actually have no idea. But I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to figure it out. Because I made these 3 decisions. So you want to become obsessive, you want to achieve your goal, you have to make the same 3 decisions in your life. This is a universal decision. These are the 3 commitments you have to just commit to, and you will have anything you want. Number 1, you need to decide that you're going to get what you want. This is like an internal moment where you just say, I'm going to have this because I want to, and I'm going to get it. You got to decide, I'm going to get what I want. No matter what, it doesn't matter. When I left, I'm like, I don't care how long this takes. I'm going to build a business to this level. 100% hands down. It was the first decision I made. It made me super clear. I was super clear. I knew exactly what I wanted. Very definite. Second decision I made that you need to make as well after this one, which is that you're willing to do whatever it takes. Willing to do whatever it takes. In Think and Grow Rich, we call this the price. What is the price of what you want, and are you willing to pay it? So the first one was, I decided I'm going to get what I want, no matter what. I'm going to have it. It's not even an option where I don't get it. Second decision was, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I'm willing to pay the price no matter what. I don't care what I got to sacrifice, who I got to stop seeing, who I got to start seeing, how many hours I got to put in, what I got to do every day, what I got to stop doing every day. I didn't care. I just knew I'm willing to do it. I had an obsessional desire and a willingness to do whatever it takes. And the third one, here's the third decision that I realized over time. These are the first two I started with consciously. I decided this. But over time, when I look back now, I realize there's a third decision I made, by the way. I just didn't make it consciously. It was just implied. And this was that I won't stop until you get it. See, I kind of decided that with this first one, but over time I realized when I look back now, I had a commitment to keep going until I get what I want. And that's why 4 years later, I'm still here. And my goal keeps growing. And I still got to pay more of a price. Because as I keep growing and progressing, I get a bigger vision. So in the midst of all this, there is no balance. I didn't see my family for a whole, there was so many months that passed by. I didn't talk to them a lot. I saw them at night, and I saw them in the morning, and I went to my office and I worked. I'm telling you guys are like, oh, that's too much. That's because you don't want it. This is a black and white scenario, my friends. Balance is a delusional idea. It only exists for things like nature. In human desire, it should be very unbalanced. Your desire should be obsessive. It should be like, I'm going to get it no matter what. I'm willing to do whatever it takes, and I won't stop until I get there. That's called obsession. There's no balance in that. If you do balance, it'd be soft. Your desire becomes weak. Now, in the midst of all this, I can only tell you my personal perspective. Some of you might say, but Armin, you don't have kids, you don't have a family, you don't have this, okay, I understand. And for your information, for the majority time of my business that I built it like this, I was dating someone that had kids, and I saw them very often. So I had the same kind of responsibilities, right? I got a taste of it. I'm not saying it's the same thing as having your own kids or anything like that, but I had a taste of it. So I still balanced all that. But what's the balance? This idea of balance, it's not a 50-50 scale. This is what people think when they think balance. That's not real. But I'll tell you this. Are you ready? I'm about to give you the answer to this question. Even if I spent, most people would try to spend half their time, like 8 hours a day working, 8 hours a day with their family or leisure, all this. This is called balance to them, but they're miserable still. Weird. They're very balanced, mathematically, right? They're balanced. 2 days off a week, 5 days a week. If you calculate the hours, you're probably spending just as much time doing personal stuff as you are doing work stuff, which is what the question is. But how come you're still miserable? How come people are still unhappy? I'll tell you why. The quality of the time spent is not quality. It's not good. So in the 10% of time I had left that I spent with family or in my relationship or for leisure was at such a high level of quality of time because I was so excited by my purpose and what I wanted that went further in experience than most people spend hours and hours a day. My physical example would be this. The 2 hours I would spend with my family on Friday nights, because I made some time there, but the rest of the week I was working, is more enjoyable than most people spend the 20 hours a week with their family. Because I was present, I was positive, I was excited, I was a good person to them, I was happy. But how can I have quality time with others if I don't got something I'm working towards in life? So now comes the answer to the question. Simply put, don't strive for balance with your purpose. Strive for getting so obsessed with your purpose and whatever, not your purpose in life. I mean like the thing you're working towards, your goal. Get so obsessed with your goal that it fuels you. And so that even that 1 to 5 to 10 to 20% of time you do spend with people you love or on things that you enjoy like doing, it's quality time. That now creates the feeling of balance. See, I'll give you an example specifically. We got like Teletubby sounds coming on in the background, man. Is that your speaker?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
1 second.
Here's my physical example.
Now you are.
Here's my physical example. I work at least 6 days of my week, minimum. Like I work, and I even work on 7 days most of the time. But sometimes I take my Sunday and I go do something just really, really like on my own time. Here's what I'm telling you I do. So let's say I spend like an hour with my mom, just talking, connecting, having some fun, or I go out with family for maybe an hour or two, right? And that's not every week, just like every other week maybe. Or I choose to spend time with some friends, or I choose to go watch a movie, or I choose to just go to a spa, okay? So I'll give you an example. Because I earned it, it's productive time. If you haven't earned it and you're going out there trying to balance your work with a bunch of leisure or fun or personal or family, you're gonna feel crap doing it because you know you're not ahead. If you know you're ahead, this stuff gets enjoyable. You actually enjoy that time you spend. So on the weekend, I went and had some self-time. I went to a spa. It was a lot of fun. I relaxed. I went to the sauna, the steam room, hot tub, ate some food, just by myself. Closed my eyes, visualized my goals. See, even during my leisure time, visualizing my goal. And I watched half a movie. I watched The Patriot, which is like, it's like another version of Braveheart. Braveheart's way better, but Mel Gibson still plays in it, and it was really good, man. Poor guy still fighting the English in that movie, and they still killed his sons. And Braveheart, they killed his wife. He's just a great actor at like roles where someone kills his family and he kills them. He's great at it because he killed the guy at the end. Anyways, I spent that time. And guess what? I got ideas from it that helps my business. But why? Because I have something I'm working towards. So when I spent that time, it was fun. The 3 to 4 hours I had at that spa were more quality. I had more enjoyable time there than I feel like most people do if they had 40 hours a week to spend having fun. And the reason is because your mind is not conscious when you're having fun. But when you have no purpose to work towards, when you have a goal and it's fueling you and you're obsessed, that 5 to 10% of time you spend doing things that aren't directly towards your goal is indirectly towards your goal because you're just resetting, you're having fun, you're recharging. The problem is when people try to do way too much of that, they just get lazy. That's the difference. So to answer ask the question one last time, I want to make sure I answered it properly because this was a really good question.
How do you balance your family life with your business life?
Yeah, it's simple. You first of all, you got to feel balanced. So like when I came to work today, I'm like, wow, what a balanced life. I got my time I got to eat. I got my time that I got to spend some time, right, with myself yesterday. And then the rest of the week, I finished my goals. That was balanced to me. 95% of my week spent working. The 5% of time at the spa was amazing. That was my balance. Are you guys getting this? It's a different way of thinking, but that's why you're here, because we're trying to get clear and talk about this, right? So my answer is very simple. If you don't have a goal in your life to work towards, you're not going to be a very pleasant person to be around anyways. So don't worry about that family time you got. You're going to be very miserable around them. It's like, don't mix up the illusion of being around your family as family time. Did you hear what I said? Don't mix up being with your family with family time. Let me tell you what family time is when our family says we want time with you. Here's what they really mean. I want you to connect. Be present when you're with me. I can do that in 30 minutes more than people can do in 3 hours with their family. And the reason why I'm saying it like this is because I've had many times where we're having family time. Back in the day when I had time and I thought, like, I have to balance this, right? I shouldn't be at work all the time. So I would spend more time with family. But the problem is when we're together, it's just terrible. Like, it's not fun at all. And we either argue or we do. And look, every family, like most families are like this. We either argue, we go about something, it's really boring, we do nothing. I'm like, is that really family quality time with family? Really? Seriously? I don't agree. I don't believe that. I don't agree with that. So wouldn't you rather spend an hour of real connection with your mom, your brother, your dad, whatever, your sisters, your brothers, than to spend 10 hours around each other and just feel bad leaving? You feel like you wasted time, did nothing, or you got negative? So here's my direct piece of advice, and this is what I did. Get super obsessed and imbalanced in the beginning of your journey. And get so obsessed that you cut off everything. I mean, like, everything. I mean, if you have kids and a wife, this is different. But limiting how much time you're around them, and you spend quality time when you're with your kids. If you have kids, it's different. You spend time every day with them. But in that case, make sure it's quality time when you spend it with them. It's okay if it's less time, if it's really quality and it's really connective. But it's terrible if you're spending a lot of time and it's not connective. And the only way you can feel so good when you're with family or people you love is when you got something exciting to work towards because you're happy now. Yourself, you filled your own cup before you try to fill others from an empty one. That's a metaphor you need to remember. So fill your own cup and then go spend family time. Then the time you spend, even if it's a little bit, is so quality it feels balanced. But in the beginning, if you're young, if you're an entrepreneur and you got the luxury to do this, do not spend time with anyone but yourself. Get so obsessed with your goal that you build something and you build yourself so much that when you go around others, you got something to give. The problem is everyone's empty trying to give something they don't have to other people, which also relates to why people are trying to change everyone else. They haven't changed themselves yet. Know that every second you're spending trying to make someone else do something different, it's a second away from making yourself do something different. So don't lie to yourself. I mean, you don't need balance. You need a goal that excites you. Then the balance naturally happens. Like mentally, emotionally, physically, you become balanced. And like I told you guys in the last episode, I spend 3 hours a day at the gym, 5 days a week minimum. So that's a part of the goal. That is a part of it. Some of you are like, but I work. I have a job. I can't do that. Well, yeah, you can. You can wake up earlier or go later. But you're wasting your time trying to think about how you can hang out with the guys or the girls instead of going to work out because you'd feel better the next day. So, at the end of the day, guys, it comes down to priority. Your first priority in everything should be your goal. What are you working towards? I had someone ask me, but Armin, every day you got to think about your goal. Every day you got to first of all, every day is totally a construct. It's just one life you're living the entire time, continuously, right? So, yes, you don't turn it off for a little bit of the period of in the process and then turn it back on. That's like driving towards your destination, stopping randomly in the middle of the road, just for like a day, you call it, just to do nothing. That's so much fun. That sounds really productive, actually. Let me just stand by the highway and look at the trees and the sky. That's not the same thing as smelling the roses. I mean, like someone just stops driving for no reason. Well, aren't you driving towards something? Stopping at a gas station to refuel is different. But just stopping to stop because you think it's unnatural or it's not normal or it's unhealthy to continuously drive towards what you want, that is a lie. And that's probably the reason why, if you think this way, why you're still poor. Poor thinking. Okay, that's probably the reason why you're still stuck, because that's not true. The truth is you must always be working towards your goal, always, every second of your life. And everything that you do in your life should be related to achieving your goal and should be related to growing yourself into the person to have this goal. Nothing else should be happening. I don't waste any of my time. Some people say, there's this term, net time, no extra time. There's no such thing as extra time. Not when you have a goal. You got no time. I had someone message me over the weekend with my Instagram saying, how are you always so up and active and motivated? I said, well, I wasn't always like this. It's called practice. And she said, but, sometimes I just like to sleep in or get lazy or do nothing. And I said, yeah, because right now that seems fun to you. But when you got a goal and you're excited for it, that feels miserable to do. Same reason why I get out of my bed, even though I'm on 5 hours of sleep. I still get up. I'm like, the day's young. I got to start because I'm excited. I don't want to sleep. If your bed feels better than your day coming up, you got a problem. What's the next question?
I'm a startup entrepreneur.
Yep.
How do I find individuals with a success mindset?
I'm a startup entrepreneur.
Yeah.
How do I find individuals with a success mindset? Good question. All right. Everyone having fun, by the way? Do we got comments before I answer this one? You got like people engaging? Isaiah, Lauren, Upton?
Yep.
Habibs?
So we got some comments saying, talk about alignment. I just did a post about how there is no such thing as Plan B.
Look at
If
that.
you're serious about your dreams, there's no such thing as Plan B. Oh my God, this was what I was trying to remember from Reborn. This was previously, and there's a lot of LOLs.
A lot of LOLs.
And there's a lot of
It's a good day when you laugh. I just started laughing randomly, like in my car, during the exercises, in my gym. Like I'm just
Mosin is sending fire emojis.
fire, of course, man. Get in a fire extinguisher, man. Don't burn. Don't burn. You can't be throwing fire around. You're not Charizard. That was a deep reference. Pokemon reference. So the question is, how do I find?
Individuals with a success mindset.
So, few ways. Number one, first thing you should do is make them up in your mind. First, you have to imagine them in your mind. You got to imagine those people in your mind. Like, have an imaginary friend group. You guys, Armin's telling us to get crazy. Armin's telling us to become hospitalized. Armin's telling us to go back to imaginary friends like we were 7 years old. Yeah. I got a lot of imaginary friends. Napoleon Hill's one of them. I hang out with him a lot. I always imagine him at night, like at the end of my nights, coming and like shaking my hand and us talking at like a street corner or something before I go to bed. And like I just imagine him saying like, "Good job today," like you did this. He like gives me like ideas and messages. I'm like, wow, it's my own thinking, but like I'm imagining this and it's like it's interesting. Because I read in Think and Grow Rich, when you go deeper into it, he talks about how he used to have a mastermind in his mind. Like he would imagine like Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, Thomas Jefferson, and an array of other people sitting at a table counseling him in his mind every night. And he's like, it eventually got so vivid that it scared me. I stopped for 6 months because I thought one night I actually imagined Abraham Lincoln coming and waking me up in the middle of the night with touching my shoulder and saying, what you're doing, the world's going to need very soon, so don't waste time. And he didn't know if it was a dream or if it was real. That's how real it felt. So he got so scared. I'm getting goosebumps. He got so scared he stopped for 6 months because his imagination got so vivid. But then he came back, and when he came back, he literally said in the imaginary mastermind group, people, the council members, Abraham, Thomas Jefferson, they're like, welcome back. Give him handshakes. They're like, welcome back. We missed you. We got a lot to talk about. So he would imagine this entire thing. So you don't have to go completely insane like Napoleon, but I will. I think that's epic, by the way. I will give you some ideas of how to do this. So in the beginning, you don't want to try to find people. You know why? Because you don't know what success mindset or positive mindset is yet. You really don't. Like you can meet a lot of frauds. I met a lot of fraud millionaires. I met a lot of people that were like, I thought were successful, but I was just like delusional. They weren't really that successful. So because I thought they're better than me, I thought I could learn something from them. But I was wrong. So my more sound advice would be, if we're going to get clear on this, first of all, imagine you have the mentors that you would look up to, whether they're alive or dead, people that you can't meet, but you can imagine that they're talking to you. That's a great way to get at it. And you're saying, but Armin, I can't imagine, like I don't know how to imagine things. It's because your imaginative muscle's weak. So you got to start imagining more and you'll get better at it, okay? I used to suck at it, but now I'm really vivid. Second thing is become the person yourself. What I mean by that is that we always talk about is become that positive, successful minded person yourself by reading more. When you read more, you get new ideas in the mind. When you get new ideas in the mind, it changes yourself, like who you are. And because you change, you'll naturally, and I don't know how to explain this one, guys, but you naturally just kind of bump into people that are like you. Like everyone in my life today that I meet, that like stay in my life are super positive, super like we get each other, we connect. And I can't help but think like, where did I find them? And it's the most weirdest ways. So I didn't really plan. I didn't go looking for them. They came to me because I became that person myself. But I remember when I used to go to look for them, that caused me lots of trouble because I was always like finding people that I thought were successful or positive, and they turned out to be like crummy people. I'm like, what the hell was that? So first, imagine your mentors, the people you can't meet, in your mind, talking to you. Second, become that person yourself. And third, you can start attending like self-improvement events. There are events and seminars, conventions that are, surrounded with other people. Hopefully, they're not all like that. I'm telling you this right now. But you'll hopefully meet some people in that crowd that are like you, that are maybe as ambitious, as genuine. But, it's also filled with a lot of people that are they like going to events because they either are bored or they're making a fad out of, they're making like a habit out of going just because. I don't like to stay away from the seminar junkies, the people that just keep going to seminars and never changing. Like if the person still has the same problem a year later when you see them at the same seminar, you had to run. Dun, 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 dun. Like if you talk to someone a year later and they still sound the same, run. Do not talk to this person. Oh, that was great. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a call. Hello? Just walk out. Just hello? Yeah, it's a new watch. Right? Like, oh, my mom's calling. Go, okay. Hello? Yeah, hi. Right? Just like get out of there. Because they're just going to poison your mind with BS thinking, with like lazy thinking, negative thinking. They sound positive. I'm really positive. Right? No, you're not positive. Is your life positive? That's the question. Is your life a result of your thinking? Because your life is the real, non-questionable, non-debatable, actual, factual representation of your thinking. Your actual, factual representation of your thinking.
Hashtag Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss? Oh, yes, this is a Dr. Seuss line.
No.
Getting clear.
It's not. You just rhymed.
No, I know. It's a Dr. Seuss moment.
Yeah.
Right? You need to find out. That's the thing now, hashtag. You got to find out the actual factual stuff. That's a good one. I like that. I'm going to use that at Reborn. By the way, if you're not coming to Reborn yet, get your ticket. Don't make the mistake of waiting. Don't even make the mistake of not coming. Reborn is for two types of people. The people that need to come, they know that, and the people that think that they don't need to come, and they don't know that. So if you're either one, you should come. Did you get that one?
Huge niche.
That was a huge niche. A very specialized target market. Everybody. Getting clear. So go out there reading, attending personal development events. You'll meet some people there for sure when you connect to them. Imagine the types of people you want to have in your friend group. Come to a Think Bigger event, a Redefining Youth event. We do an exercise where we help you choose your friends. That's a big one. It's really good. By the way, Instagram, RDY_today. Follow that page. It's the youth movement we started Redefining Youth with Lauren and Isaiah to help 14 to 24-year-olds think bigger and know how to kind of, operate themselves throughout this life and create a future. So, yeah, that's the one. Reading is huge, man. Like, you don't need positive people before you need positive information in your mind. Like, that's secondary. You get what I'm saying? Like if you're a negative person, I was with someone just recently. They were like, I only like hanging around positive people. And, I got rid of this other person because they're negative. I'm like, are you positive? Because, positive people don't like being negative people, around negative people. If you're negative, there's a problem. You go, well, there's only one way you attract negative people. Like attracts like. Yeah. So, if you don't like the people in your life, you got to look in the mirror. Not at them. You might not like what you see, but you got to change that. You got to change that. Don't get surgery. I'm just saying you got to change the self-image. Next question.
Should I invest all of my money into my business?
There's only one question you need to ask yourself if you're going to do something like that and become obsessional is, have you made those 3 decisions? If you had made the 3 decisions that you're going to get what you want, you're going to make this business a success, you're going to do whatever it takes, and you're not going to stop until it becomes successful, then yeah, put all your money into your business. I put more than all I had in money into my business. I borrowed money. I had no money. I hired my first business coach I paid $5,000 to. And that was me not having money. I had no money. I only had like $2,500 saved up at that time because I never saved money back then. So I had $2,500 saved up. I go to a friend that I had coached for free and like helped him out. I say, hey man, can you lend me $2,500? And he was like, you know what? You've helped me change my life so much. Sure. I'm like, I'll pay you back. He's like, don't worry, just pay it back whenever you can. I took all my 100% of my net worth, and I don't know how much percentage of my friend's net worth, and I put it into a business coach. Took this huge risk. I didn't even know the business coach could actually help. I just thought he could. I didn't know if he could. So it was a huge risk. I put this money in, and my goal was this. I know what I want, and I'm going to get it. I'm going to do whatever the hell it takes, no matter what. And I won't stop until it succeeds. And in 45 days, I filled my biggest reborn experience with about 100 people. There was like 99 people in the seats. And that event still lost money, by the way. But from that event's audience, I landed my clients after the event that made me a ton of money. So if you have committed, if you burned all the ships, there's no options, absolutely put all your money into your business. Put all your money into your business. If you're serious, but not if you deep down in your conscience you know, you're still like, then don't. That's very irresponsible. It's a good question. Next one.
Do you have any suggestions for introverts wanting to build and grow a business like yours?
There is no such thing as introverts. Whew! This episode is going to blow up. I mean, like physically, I think the camera's going to overheat. Here, we were talking about this last week. All the introverts just got angry. I love you. I still love you. Hear me out. Hear me out. Let's get clear. What do we call an introvert? A type of person. What's an introvert? Can we Google the definition of introvert? Do that right now.
Yeah.
Define introvert for me. I'm about to convince you that that's just a limiting belief. You're about to get pissed. I love you anyways. You don't have to agree with me, but listen to this. Hear me out. Go ahead.
A shy person.
That literally is the definition. That's it? Are you kidding me? No. Read the second one. You know how there's like multiple definitions?
Another term for introvert.
Oh my goodness. Hold on. Define introvert.
Introvert. It says
A shy person?
That's it.
Google just did all my work for me. I couldn't even like convince you now. So here's the thing. Listen, just hear me out with this, okay, guys? You don't, just hear me out. We give labels to things that we don't know how to change. My mentor taught me this, Satish. She said, see, there's a law of cause and effect in this world. For every cause, there is an effect. And for every effect, there is a cause. Only when we don't understand what the cause of an effect is, we call it something like a miracle. Or we give it a label. So when a person is extremely shy, right? That's the definition of introvert. Or extrovert is what? What's the definition of extrovert? Can we get that real quick?
Mm-hmm.
This is a big episode. This is a big episode right here. This is actually a huge topic.
An outgoing, overtly expressive person.
Outgoing, overtly expressive person. You know what I just heard, right? I just heard insecure and a confident person. That's all I heard. Okay, so hear me out. Watch this. When we don't know why the person is extremely shy or extremely outgoing, now we got people that, want to complicate things. They come in and give it labels. Oh, it's introverted or I'm extroverted. Okay? But it's not like, why label it? What? It's like saying this. If I get hungry, right? Imagine I had a label for when I'm hungry. Like, oh, I'm compulsively deprived of food right now. You know what I mean? Like, imagine it's like called compulsive, give me like a very scientific term. Compulsive deprivation of energy. Let's just say it was called what's the acronym? Compulsive deprivation.
HDOE.
HDOE. Imagine I'm hungry and I don't know where to go buy food. I don't know how to cook. I have no money, right? So I'm hungry and I can't eat. Now I go to a doctor. Doctor says, listen, you got HDOE. You got compulsive, what is it? Hypercompulsive deprivation of food disorder. Now the person goes, I got HDOE. Now they'll make blogs on it, articles on it. They'll make websites on it. They'll make whole training courses on it. They'll put it into the school curriculum, into the psychology course. They'll build a whole medicine cabinet full of, I was about to swear. They'll build a whole cabinet of medicine that they got to now prescribe to you to make sure you don't go downhill with HBOD or whatever we called it. Now, I'm not making fun of psychiatry, therapy, medicine, conventional hospitals, or introvert extrovert. I'm not. It's blinking, by the way, just to make sure. The time, I think it's going to 20 minutes. I'm not making fun of this. All I'm saying is, specifically with personalities, there is no labels. You're either one of two things. You're either confident or you're not. For 3 years, this is all I've been focused on. It's called the Reborn Experience. You're either developed in confidence or you're not. So my advice to the person who's introverted, that wants to build my business, get over your insecurities. There is no way in this world, no reality, where you succeed in life being insecure. And by the way, if you find a way, you'll be miserable when you get there because you're not settled. You don't feel settled inside. You feel unsettled inside because you're still uncomfortable. We call introverted people that are shy. What is shyness? Somebody growing up told that person that they should shut up and not speak. Somebody told them that their opinions don't matter. Somebody told them that they're not worth even talking or doing anything, so don't express yourself at all. Stay quiet. Whoever that person is, I can strangle him to death myself. Because that's a crime. You are ripping away from the person, robbing them of their own self-confidence, of their esteem, their self-esteem. So my greatest advice to introverts, especially if you want to do a business like mine, that's a great place to start. Because you have to break free from the chains of labels in order to succeed in my business. That's it. By the way, if you're a leadership leader, speaker, or personal development speaker, anything close to what I do, and you're on stages talking about how your personality is a certain way, you have no right to be speaking up there. You're teaching the wrong thing to people. I don't actually know anyone specifically, but I'm just thinking about, like, if you're still up there talking about how you have this disorder, that disorder, and I'm not talking about mental illnesses. That's different. That's a real thing. I'm talking about personality disorders. That's just, you believe something that you don't know the cause of, so you're calling it something. So there's no introvert extrovert. I'm not introvert extrovert because here's the reason. Sometimes I love being alone. Is that introverted? Well, that's introvert, Armin. Well, then sometimes I love being around people. Well, that's extroverted, Armin. So what's the difference? I'm human. We should just call me human then. Shouldn't we? Do you agree, Isaiah?
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes.
You're not a machine. You're not a software. You're not a piece of land. You're not a box. You're not technology. You're a human being. You're amongst the highest form of creation on this planet and in this universe. You got spiritual natures to you called the mind, called soul, called spirit. Do not insult it by boxing it with psychological terms like introvert or extrovert or outgoing or not. You either have confidence inside of you or you don't. And there's only one way you develop confidence. Have a goal, work towards it, and get someone to help you. That's what I do at Reborn. Yes, we got comments?
A comment from Jessica.
Okay, Jessica who?
Pardon, Jessica Corey.
Okay, what's up, Jess?
Everyone wants labels to understand something.
Yes.
Why? Why do people think this way?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, why? Well, I'll tell you why people think this way. They don't know the cause. And more so, furthermore, they don't want to fix it. I was just thinking about this on the way here. You know, people talk about procrastination. Oh, I always procrastinate. No, you just don't care. There's no such thing as procrastination. It's just a matter of prioritization. Isaiah's like, oh. Here's what I mean. Someone says you got to go renew your license. It's expired. You go, okay, and you postpone, you procrastinate. Well, maybe you're just busy doing a lot of stuff, right? And then eventually, you almost get pulled over by the cops. And you're like, oh my God. When I hit the mic. Oh my God. That was so close. Now you have all this fear in you. You're getting a fine, so you go right away. It's number one priority now. No more procrastination, right? You go renew your license. Until you had a reason to care about it, it wasn't a priority. You could have gone months more. You could have driven for years without it if you never got the motivation to do it. Because you don't care. So it's not procrastination, it's prioritization. But we call it procrastinators or I'm lazy. You know when we do the student program and I'm working with kids, they go, oh, I'm lazy. I'm like, no, you're not. You just have no goal. You're not there's no such thing as a type of person. We talked about this. You ready? I'm going to blow your mind. I'm going to make life so simple for you. I'm going to make this whole world simple for you. Life is going to be easy after these words. There are no different types of categories of people. There's only 2 different types of people in this world. And they're not even types. It's just it's a matter of whether they have something or not. You ready? The entire world, listen to me very carefully. Am I close? Okay, I'm super close right now. Listen to me very carefully. The entire world is split into 2 types of people. People that have a goal and people that don't. That's it. It's either you got something you're working towards in life, and that's growing you and fueling you and giving you motivation and giving you reasons to keep going, or you got nothing and you're drifting. I don't need to be called any other label. If I meet someone, what's your vision of life? You got none? I know what kind of person you are already. Because how can a person have no goal in their life and be super happy? They're not. They're empty inside. It's against the very nature of what humans are like. Humans like to progress, go to the next level. They're curious. They want to know what are things. You can't do that unless you got a goal you're working towards. So, for all my introverts watching, stop calling yourself something you're not. Just because you're shy or don't know how to talk to people or don't have the confidence to socialize, doesn't mean you got to call yourself something that makes you now think that you can't get out of it. That's what I'm against. This BS lie that makes you think that you're a certain way now. There is physical illness. You can say, I have cancer, because that's a biological thing. Inside your body, there are cancer cells, and now they're spreading. That's what called, I'm a cancer person. But you're not a cancer person. You're a person that has cancer. It's different. But don't start with these personality labels that make you think you're a certain way. Like, for example, zodiacs. I'm a March. I used to think I'm a Pisces. You know what I realized when I read all the different zodiacs? I was just curious. I was like, oh. Because I can flex my behavior. I'm adjustable to circumstances. So what does that mean? Is the zodiac wrong, or am I just a freak of nature? For a long time, I thought I was a freak of nature. Took pride. I'm like, Pisces. Pisces are actually like all the zodiacs into one. That was just me, right? But that just goes to show, like, when you take possession of your mind, when you got a goal and you're working towards it and you're excited and you're growing, there is no label. There's just one label that you can call yourself. A successful-minded person. That's it. You got a goal. Your life is meaningful. You have purpose. Don't call yourself other things, because then you lie to yourself. Your subconscious is hearing that you are a certain type of this person. You can't change that. So it's crazy, it's also with weight is the same thing. Overweight people say, I'm an overweight person. No, you're not. You're a person that's overweight. You're not an overweight person. Do you see the difference? It's a very small difference. An overweight person means you were born and stuck like that. It's like saying if I'm dark skinned, you're a dark skinned person. That's different. If I have hair, I have hair. That's different. Like, that could change. But like if I'm born as a woman or a man, for example, I'm just saying gender wise, that is the biology. But if I'm overweight, that's a choice. Doesn't mean it's your fault. We were talking about this. Someone was like, I can't believe people get themselves to such an overweight place. That's so bad. I'm like, no. You can't judge them, because it's not their fault. Overeating was a coping mechanism for something that was bothering them. That's not their fault. Maybe they didn't even know. Someone made them feel like crap. They grew up overeating to make the pain less. That's different. But let's say I go to this person, I tell them how it happened, I show them how to get out of it, and now they do nothing. Now we got a problem. It's that person's fault. But most people don't know. I had no idea for a long time, for example, things I was doing that made me feel a certain way that was bad. So we can't judge people, because everybody has a reason why they're doing something. We can only judge if we do ever judge. I condemn judging. Like, you shouldn't judge. But if you were to judge, just look at a person who knows what they're doing and still does it. That's a problem. Now you're just insulting your life and your value of your life.
We have 1 minute remaining on Instagram.
Okay, so let me finish it with this, and then and we'll go with this. Overweight people, don't call yourself I'm a plus size. Like, people are identifying themselves with plus size. Listen to me, all the women watching, even the men. Listen to me. I'm specifically talking to women because I see this plus size thing with women. Listen to me right now. Do you know how beautiful your body is underneath all of that unhealthy weight? Please don't box yourself into this idea that you can't lose it. You say, but Armin, I've tried everything. No, you haven't. If you had, you would lose the weight. You've tried some things, maybe a lot of things, but not everything. Maybe you didn't make those 3 decisions with your own body weight. Do you know how amazing the structure of your biology is? It's like me thinking that, it's like me having a very like amazing hair and like covering it up with blankets. Well, what's the point of having it? Just restart it because we started late too. Restart it. We'll be back on Instagram. I'm just trying to give a sincere message here. I'm not against women that are overweight or men that are overweight. I'm against the idea of not feeling like you can break free from it. I have this, there's this picture I saw. It's so cool. It was this overweight person. It was an animation, not an animation. It was an illustration. It was like a zipper. And the zipper's going down like this. And you can see all the fat rolling off. Like they're taking the suit off, the fat suit off. And underneath is this healthy, excited person. Like that's what life is. Like get to that. Why? Why do we have to believe that a certain body, no, Armin, my biology was overweight? No. You can be big boned. I'm sure there's things like this. I'm not saying there isn't. Maybe you're just a big person. I'm 6'2", right? Like maybe you're just 8 feet tall and everything's big. Doesn't mean you have to be unhealthy. Unhealthy and unfit is different than body structure. The matter of your health and your fitness has everything to do with your level of exercise and the way you eat. And your emotions. If you have terrible emotions every day, you can't release them, you're going to overeat because of that. Once again, why the goal is so important. So all these labels, I think that's what messed the world up. This is what messed the psychology of the world up. All the people in the world are creating justifications for how they are, what they're like, and why life is a certain way, and they call it things like, I'm plus size, I'm this culture, I'm this religion, I'm this. No, stop. You're a human being. That's what you are. You're a human being. What do you want to create of yourself in this life is all you need to ask yourself. That's it. And then do that. But it's not easy, Armin. Everything is hard. Everything is hard when you start. Yeah, I know hard is easy. They've already heard this one in the past episodes, but I'll say it again. Everything is hard. When you accept that, it becomes super easy. It's only when you think, hopefully it could be easier, that everything's hard. So, yeah. Introverts, people, listen, at the end of the day, it's this. I was actually preparing myself to say this at Reborn. The only type of person that suffers from things in life is the type of person, or the person just doesn't know the power of their own mind yet. If they truly understood, and what's that word when you, not captivate, it's a word when like you harness. When a person actually knows, realizes, and harnesses the power of their own mind, there is no limitation in life. There might be circumstances, but not limitations. There is no, I'm a plus size, or a downsize, or a skinny, or a mentally this, or a personality disorder, or any of these things. That's not, I mean, you could challenge me. I'm open to you challenging me. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just telling you from years of watching, learning, and experimenting, I've just realized the truth is this. Is people just think a certain way, and that's what's bothering them. That's what's made them the way they are. So, yeah. It's a deep ending. Whew! Lauren, I'm excited to see what kind of headline you create for this one. Which part of the episode was the biggest part? Yeah, we did a whole training, we did everything. Guys, this is the #1 show for entrepreneurs who need clarity. We're on Clear Talk. I'm your host, Armin Shaffi. Every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, we go live on my Instagram, my Facebook. Eventually, we'll be going live on different platforms. You can get the recorded episode of this on YouTube. If you go to YouTube and YouTube search Clear Talk with Armin Shaffi, you'll be able to subscribe and get the videos there. Or you can see it anywhere else on my LinkedIn, my IGTV coming soon, Facebook. I love you so much, and I hope you make the rest of your week the best of your week. Decide what you want in your life. Be willing to do whatever it takes. And don't stop until you get it. Love you so much. This is Clear Talk. Peace out.